Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I will be creating HSL bus line 818, which starts the 800 series lines, which I'll run in eastern Helsinki. The first line, 818, is probably operated by minibuses in real life, but as it's not listed as a minibus line in the HSL app, we will create it as a normal line running normal buses. However, when creating this line, you will pretty soon notice that it probably is a minibus line in real life. The line runs between Mellunmäki in eastern Helsinki and Vuosaari in eastern Helsinki, and it's a pretty special line because it's the 800 series, and yet it never leaves the Helsinki area. But let's not care about that. Let's go into building. I think the passengers will find the line perfectly fine. So we start from the Mellunmäki station, metro station, and then we stop at the Pallaksentie. Oops, I have it wrong on the map I am using here, so let's change direction. Okay, the HSL app just crashed. Yeah, there we go. So after Pallaksentie, we're gonna stop at Siltapolku, at Pyhätunturintie, obviously at Sanatunturintie, then at Kaunispääntie, but then comes a new section, not a short new section, but a new section. So the following stop is called Fallbacka, and let's see what that is in Swedish. My Swedish map is still located on the old line. So let us see, where the hell do we have Mellunmäki? We have it over here. So Fallbacka, and this is exactly the reason why I have not created the 500 lines yet. And the reason is that this is a stop for the 500 lines. So, and they skip several stops. So that's why I'm building all the other lines first and then finally the 500 lines. So Fallbacka, I said. That's it. And then I can't remember how line 560 operates, but let's do it this way anyway. And then add a turn into, okay, come on, what the hell? So I need to do a shorter one there. Now it should work better. Yes, there we go. And let's first add some signals here. There we go. After Fallbacka, we will then take a stop at, let's see, Fallbakan kuja. I think that's going to be Fallbackagrenden. That's absolutely right. It is called Fallbackagrenden. So Fallbakan kuja, Fallbackagrenden is over here. There we go. And there we go. After Fallbakan kuja, we are gonna stop at Neitsytsaaren tie. Jungfruholmsväin. And that will be located after the roundabout. Oops. And then, well, actually, as you have seen in many previous videos, I always like to skip the roundabouts, but this time I'm afraid it's pretty much impossible. And no, that won't do. And there we go. Then we will need to remove that signal from there, and then we will need to complete the roundabout so that the poor buses can run. And then connecting from the other direction, we will also need to move a couple of signals, so that one will be moved and that one will be deleted. And there we have a perfect roundabout. It's not perfectly round though, but I don't think that's the point either. And there we go. After Neitsytsaaren-tie, we're gonna stop at Porslahden-tie. And that, I think, yeah, that's Porslagsveien. And again, we will need a roundabout. This is becoming a habit. And there we go. So that's it. And then let's connect with this roundabout here and connect the roundabout. That's once again not a perfect circle, but I don't think that's important. Yeah, that's it. Then let's build the roads from here and connect it once again with the roundabout. There we go. And then move these signals a slight bit, or actually just throw them away. And that's it. This part is done. Then let's connect with the previous stop. And after Porslahden-tie, we're gonna stop at Niinisaaren-tie. Yeah, that was Porslahden-tie, so Niinisaaren-tie is Basteveien. No? Yes. Well, that's the name. Oops. Yes, there was this thing with the stop there. And there we go. After Niinisaaren-tie, we're gonna stop at Niinilahti. And that's gonna be probably Bastviken. And after Niinilahti, we're gonna stop at Rahtarin aukio, Fraktaplatsen, oops, and after Rahtarin aukio, we'll then stop at Hansa Terminali, and this causes me another nice little problem because it has been created as a one-way stop. But what I can do to fix this is to add another platform to the Hansa Terminali stop in here, then build a connection to there, and then continue it as a two-way street up until here. Confused? Well, so am I, to be honest. And this side connects there, and that side connects there. This is one of the most, let's say, innovative things I have done so far. But if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. And then we'll be happy. But before getting there, actually, that's not the issue. The issue comes also in here. There we go. And this is where Ring Road 3 ends. That's the place. It ends in this harbor. And this harbor has traffic to Estonia and Germany, at least. Passenger traffic, I mean. And you know what that means. It means that there is going to be a connection there. Now, let's see how I will get on from here with the line. We're going to turn this way and continue this way. And it's actually possible to do that loop. After that, after Hansa Terminali comes Voimalaitokset. And then comes Kärmenniementie, just like with the usual lines too. After that, we will stop at Satamakaari because the stop has been built on this side of the roundabout. But then we'll be doing something completely different. Because after Satamakaari, or Hamnboin, we will stop at Majakanvartien katu, Fyrvaktargatun. This one we will need to connect to both directions in the roundabout. Oops. Okay, well, sorry about that. Let's try again here. There we go. Then let's signal it better. And after Majakanvartian katu, we're gonna stop at Etelä-Reimarin tie. So which comes first? Okay, so we're first gonna go down here and stop at Etelä-Reimarin tie. There we go. Oops. And then at Etelä-Loisto, Söderfyrin. Then we're gonna stop at Pohjoisloisto, Norrfyrin. And then we're gonna go back, but not where do you expect us to go? We'll go to another place. Because the following stop then is konttialue, containerområde. Oops. It's not over there. Let's just delete this entire thing from here and all of these too. Konttialue, containerområde is over here. Right? Yes. And finally, Sataman portti C, Hamnport C. Okay. Then. No, sorry, what the hell? Fuck. Here. And then let's take the double track mode whip and make a little loop here. All of these stops which I've created in this area are one-way stops, so this area is circled to one way only, but because the bus needs to stop twice at each, I also need to stop at these stops in the return leg, I've actually then created them all as double stops, and I will go around in the reverse direction when the return leg comes. So there we go. Then we'll stop at Majakan Vartijankatu again. Then at Satamakari, which I already did. Then Itä-Reimarin tie. Aurinkolahti. Come on. Okay, the autosave is coming again. After Aurinkolahti, we stop at Vuotie. Well, this causes a slight hiccup. Oh, no, it doesn't. Because the stop we're going to use is going to be on that bridge, and we're just going to make a loop here. Oh, wow. Well, another fairly interesting solution coming up here. But if it works, it works. So there we go. And then build blueprints. And go back to lines. And there we go, we stop at Vuosaari. Then let's see how this thing runs the other way around, because it's not always that simple. Oh, it is. It is actually. So let's just turn the bus around. And let's go. But now we will need to run this thing in reverse. Or almost reverse. Not completely. And there we go with Majakan Vartijankatu and Satamakaari. Yes, that's it. Kärmenniemen tie. Voimalaitokset, Hansa-terminaali, Rahtarin aukio, Niinilahti, Niinisaaren tie, Porsilahden tie, Neitsytsaarten tie, Falpakkan kuja, Falpakka, Kaunispään tie, Saanatunturin tie, Pyhätunturin tie, Siltapolku, Pallaksen tie is a one-way stop, but we're not gonna care about that. And that's it, the line is ready. And then let's order. Yeah, the line is ready. Then let's have a look at the timetable. Well, at its busiest, it is a 30-minute line. This has probably something to do with the port of Vuosaari. That's quite right. At the busiest, it's actually a 24-minute line. So let's take that into account when buying the buses. And we'll operate it with ordinary buses, despite it, once again, probably being a minibus line in reality. So, 24 minutes, I think I did say. Ah, 26 is enough. So, roads have been built, a line has been created, buses have been bought, and everything's up and running. There will be a new video tomorrow, so until then, bye!